Hi guys, Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3, and today I'd like to talk about my four Rolex watches. What the fuck has happened? Well, I've had a mass sell-off. I sold off 7 pieces, and I gotta tell you, quite frankly, I had a bit of slippage with bills and debt collectors, but I put a lot of money back into luxury wrist watches. That's correct. Luxury wrist watches. And basically, I gotta tell you, honestly, the market is fucked up from the Latin. And at the moment, the only brands which are really wanted are Rolex, and at the really high-end, Patek Philippe. And even that, Patek Philippe, that's a very niche, small market, because most of you cunts out there don't have a fucking brass razoo to rub together. So I wanted to make this video, and we'll start. Let's do a quick wristwatch check. Firstly, let's have a look here. So my first, this is the Rolex in my collection here, is my bluesy. This is a Rolex two-tone Submariner. This is reference 16613. It's a no-holes case, and it's got the solid end links. No rattlesnake here, fuckers. This is an interesting watch. I wanted a bluesy for many years. I gotta tell you the story. I went overseas many years ago, and I actually took my friend Greg's watch. I was teeing up with him. I actually took his two-tone bluesy, and I also picked up my gold Submariner. I gotta be honest with you, at the time, I really preferred wearing the two-tone. I preferred the two-tone. I honestly did. I preferred the two-tone. Why did I prefer the two-tone? Why did I prefer the two-tone? Well, I preferred it because I felt that it was something you could just put on. You could just wear it. It's got the strength of steel with the class of gold. That's the reason, fuckaroonies. That is the reason. So I gotta be honest with you, the Submariner was a watch always on my radar. Many years ago, when I was turning 40, I had a choice. Do I get a two-tone bluesy, or what else do I want? And I actually went for the ArchieLuxury Reverso Grande. And that's a beautiful watch. It's a piece of horology. But I tell you what, they were the same price at the time. Guess what? The Subby is worth 20-30% more than the ArchieLuxury Reverso Grande. That is the reality. It's called reality, fuckers. And you've got to face it. Reality is something you've got to fucking face. So, I tell you this now, the story still goes back further. I wanted a two-tone bluesy. I got a small inheritance in 2009. One of the contenders was a two-tone bluesy. It was either going to be a steel Daytona, two-tone bluesy, a day-date, or a Patek. I went the Patek way, which is fine, but that bluesy was always on my list. Then what I did was I had the gold sub. I had the gold Submariner. That was 16618. And I tell you what, when I sold it, my first call to Ronnie from Vintage Watch Co. was, Ronnie, do you have any two-tone subs? That was my first question to Ronnie, Uncle Ronnie from Vintage Watch Co. when I sold my solid gold bluesy. I wanted a two-tone bluesy, pre-ceramic, that's right, and I wanted one I thought that would be a great piece to have. So I got to be honest with you, I think it's one of the greatest Submariners of all time. Mine's a little bit special. It's a V serial number. That means it's got the inner row heart, has got the serial number on it. The inner inside there. No holes case, solid end links, gold in the clasp. It's a real beauty. I really do love that watch. I seriously love that watch. So that's the story of my two-tone bluesy. The other piece, of course, which is in ArchieLuxury's life, this is ArchieLuxury himself. You can't get far without the Polar Explorer 2. This was always I've always loved the Polar. I remember years ago my first Rolex Explorer 1 1016. Sold it, stupid mistake. Then I replaced it. I had a few of these. I've owned a few Polars, and I've also owned some black ones, believe it or not. But I kind of prefer the Polar. And I gotta be honest with you, I love a white dial on a sports watch. I know it's not so trendy now. The Y-Gen turds and the hipsters, they don't like the white. Well, fuck off! Fuck off! But I gotta tell you, I like the white. I like the white. This here is solid end link. Solid end link, no holes case, no rattlesnakes. It's really a very cool, fantastic piece. Love this piece to death. This here is reference number 16570. This is a mid-2000s one, so sort of at the end of the life. Yeah, I've always loved it. I never really loved the GMTs. I was always an Explorer 2 man. Always loved the Explorer 2. So that's the story of my Explorer 2. Even when I was, you know, many years ago in the late 90s, 1999, I went through financial trouble, sold off my two-tone. I had a two-tone Datejust, sold off a Submariner, sold off my Day-Date. The last to go, Polar Explorer 2. If you only had one watch, I think this is a cool piece. This is 40 mil. They're not making the 40 mil anymore. And I think these are absolute gems. Absolute gems. I love my Explorer 2 Polar. It's not for sale. Not for sale. Not for sale. So that's that piece there. The next piece, which is something that I love greatly. I seriously love this watch. We're talking Rolex Milgauss. That's right, the Rolex Milgauss. This is a black dial. It's not the GV. The current model, they've got a green filtered glass. No, this is the pre-GV. The black dial, which I think the black dial is the most faithful, because the old Milgausses, you're talking reference model number 1019. That's when it was plastic glass. They were for fortune. They were black. They were mainly black. And I got to be honest with you there. That's the Milgauss that I think, you know, I think this here is absolutely beautiful. I had to sell my IWC Ingenua, and I think this is a step up. I think it's a step up. I got this at a very cool price. Thank you, Sydney Watch Exchange. He sold it to me very cheap to keep me in his good books, which is very wise money spent. Let me say that to you there. Absolutely amazing piece. Rolex Milgauss, absolutely stunning. I love that piece to death. Absolutely love it. It's just so wearable, man. It's so wearable. Just wind, set, and wear. I mean, fucking hell. Just so easy just to put it on and just enjoy life. It's a magnificent piece. So for me, it was a choice of the Ingi or this. I had to let the Ingi go. I had to let it go because it's a Rolex, fuckers. It's a Rolex, and IWC was fucking rude to me. They were rude to me. They were very rude to me, so they can go and fuck off. Go and circle jerk in the car park. So that's the story of the Ingenua. I never thought I'd get a Milgauss. I never thought I'd get a Milgauss. Never thought I'd get one. But now that I got it, I can't live without it. And that then leads me to the fourth piece in my collection. Rolex. Look at this, Rolex Daytona with exotic blue dial. It looks black in some of the photos and video, but it's actually a blue. It's very hard to get it on. They're just trying to get it onto camera there. It's a blue, very, very cool watch. It's a Daytona, fuckers. It's a Daytona. This is, it's got the new, this is the Rolex movement version. It's got the improved clasp. It's just an absolute beautiful. 116523 is the reference number, two-tone Daytona. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely me. That watch is me. This is the, Paul Newman had his Daytona. This is the Archibald Chesterfield III Daytona, the ArchieLuxury Daytona with the exotic dial. And I gotta tell you, it's fucking amazing. The thing is amazing. Never thought I would own a Daytona. I mean, I sold a lot off. I sold 7 pieces off. I consolidated a lot. Was it worth it? You bet! Rolex is the only, they are so in demand. And I tell you now, I don't think it's going to change. I think these other fucking shitty brands, I'd be fucking worried. If I was Breitling, if I was IWC, I would be panicking about now. So, guys, that's the 4 Rolex watches in my life. Tell me what you think. I want to hear from the audience. Am I insane? Am I bonkers? What do you think? 4 Rolex? I sold off 7, so pretty big price to pay. But fuck! A two-tone Daytona with exotic dial? My God, that is amazing. Guys, tell me what you think. Remember, like, subscribe, tell your fuckhead friends, and don't forget to put some really nasty, inappropriate comments down below. And until next time, guys, ciao, fuckers!
I'm only signing it because it costs nothing. So this is the congratulations to everybody.